Alright, so let's cover some Java basics. Let's give a little introduction, okay? So here, let's break the surface and see what's going on. So in Java, there is a code structure. It consists of a source file, which has a class definition, a method, and a statement. Typically, this is the how a Java program will look like. So source file is right here our app.java. This is our source file. And inside this source file, we have a class definition. This class definition, in our case, is public class app. So what does this mean? Well, we have a public class, and then we declare this class with the keyword class, and we name this class app, which matches our source file name. And then inside this class, you will find methods and statements. Typically, you don't have to, but if you want to make a program, you would need this. But there's always one method you need, and this is the main method. So right here, public static void main, and then yeah, this here is your main method. So what does it mean? Well, it's not something you really want to worry about when you're first exploring Java, but yeah, all you have to know is that all your programs will require this line, at least in one place, and then the line reads as follows. I won't read it out loud because I don't feel like it. But yeah, it's there for you. You can take it in, remember it, embrace it, and know it. You will be seeing this line a lot in the future. So, what exactly is a method, you might ask? Well, a method is a block of code. It performs an action. It is procedural. It does something. It consists of doing a process. You can think of it like a function, procedure. Inside a method, you will find statements. Well, what is a statement? Well, let me write one out for you. Integer x equals 3. This is actually not equals, it's the assignment operator. Let me cover this real quick. So one equal sign is the assignment operator. However, two equal sign is the actual equals operator. What's the difference? Well, equals you use when you're working with your primitive variables. I'll cover this later. Maybe now, maybe some other video, but yeah. Equals operator is a comparison operator, and it sees if two values are actually equal. But yeah. So what's this? Well, it's a statement. Well, it's a pretty basic statement. Basically, you're declaring a variable, giving it a value. So let's cover this. Variables, they're always declared with a name and a type. In this case, the type of variable is an integer, which is represented by int. The name is x, and it is assigned the value of 3. Now, you might be wondering, what's with the semicolons? Well, semicolons are a form of punctuation that you use in Java, and you can think of them as equals, or I'm sorry, not equals, periods. And basically, you're very important. When you write, periods are key because they tell readers when to take a pause and they differentiate ideas. The same idea is applied to Java. It tells your program how to differentiate things when they start, when they end. You require, after every line, put a semicolon. It is your period. Okay, so since we're talking about syntax in the form of semicolons, we'll cover white space. It's another thing you might want to know. You can have as much space as you want between things. Let's say I want to put 10 spaces here. In this case, I put 5, but doesn't matter. You can have as much space as you want. Typically, under most circumstances, for stuff, don't worry about spacing much. Okay, and I can assign this whatever I want. 200. Integer y equals 200, semicolon. Perfect. Right? You can add spaces, much as I feel necessary. And there's no problem with this. It still works. Now, how can I show you that this works, the spacing? You might be doubting it, like, what? That looks weird. Well, let me introduce you to SystemPrint. It comes with the Java Lang API. We'll cover what that is later, but basically, you write this out, system.out.print. I'll use the ln version, which basically means new line, and we will print the y variable. And as you see, when we run our program, right here, no problem, it prints 200. And look, I can change the spacing. I can do this, random, whatever. And it still prints 200, no problem. So yeah, and then look, follow the more conventional, just like equal spacing look on x. And we can do this. So we can print out our x variable, and we get 3. That's what we gave it. There's no problem with that. So what exactly are the print types? Well, let's see. So you have system.out.print, which is your like basic print. Everything goes on that line. But when you want to be neat, you want your program to look nice, the output section, you would like to use system.out.println. It means new line. ln means new line. Keep this in mind. So this is not the full thing, obviously, for the print statements. You will need, obviously, your open close parentheses and your semicolon, which is your period. Do that. So these two types. What can I put in here? Well, I could actually just put whatever I want here. Whatever I want. Oh, cool. So when you want to do something right then and there, write some message, you'll put your straight quotes inside them. You'll write whatever you want. This is a string literal sort of held as you go. You declare it right then and there. And then, oh, look, what do you know? It prints whatever I want. Oh, cool. So as I said earlier, you have the two types of prints. New line, and then the not new line one, which is this one, it has no ln. So the thing that happened here was we did not put a new line one for the second print, so it clumbered on this line. It looks terrible, it looks ugly. But look, I add ln, we run our thing again. Look, this looks a lot better. Whatever I want. Oh, cool. 2 lines, new line. Okay, so those are the two print types. It's helpful to know, obviously. And what else should I include? So obviously, I'm pretty sure I mentioned single line comment. Remember, just 2/ single line comment. You can put this on any line after your code, or even on its own line, and your program does not read this. Put whatever you want. Doesn't matter. It's not there. It doesn't exist. It's for you and others. Obviously, they might be reading your code. So let's see. What else could I cover? Well, Java comes with some simple Boolean test operators. What might these include, you ask? Well, you have less than, you have greater than, and you have equality to equal sign. I mentioned this. So what can you really do with those? Well, you could do stuff like loops, like a while loop, and then you would use these to compare two values. Say for instance, you have an integer x equals 4, and you want to loop something, as in loop, go over it a certain amount of times. You can loop this thing a certain amount of times by using these operators. I will cover these types of loops, different types later. Just know there's a lot of possibilities with this. So if you want to take something away from this, remember, statements end with semicolons. These things, right? Second off, um, let's see. Obviously, you see these braces, the curly braces. Your code blocks are defined within them. So my class is defined within this brace and this brace, the first one and the last one. And my actual program, you might say, or like methods and statements are defined within this pair of curly braces. Your code blocks are defined by curly braces. Oops, we deleted one. Put that back. But yeah. And then when you declare a variable, you want to give it a name and a type. The assignment operator is one equals sign. And then the equality operator is two equals sign. Oh, shock there, I guess. So basically, this is just very simple, but yeah. Um, cover the printing types. There's the two types. You have system.out.print, and you'll obviously need your parentheses to hold whatever you want. Put a variable in here, you print, it prints the value, or you can put text in with the two straight quotes like that, or you can use the normal ugly print, you might say, and put print variable, and it prints the actual value of that variable that was assigned with the assignment operator. And let's see. So we covered printing types. So I didn't really elaborate too much on the braces and the Boolean operators. And Boolean means true or false. This will be a big thing later on. But let's see. Let me think of an example. So let's define with a name and type a variable. Integer c equals 100. So I've made that, given it a value. And then we, with this, will make a while loop, sort of. So we will make a integer x equals 5. We use the while loop keyword while. We have our two parentheses, which you input your like sort of condition, right? When this runs. So while x is greater than 5, we will run this condition. Curly brace. As I said, code is held within curly braces. So yes, we'll use curly brace to hold this code. Let's see. So here we'll put like our loop code, right? Whatever you want to loop. It could be myriad of things. Dot print. Let's say we are looping with our while loop. Cool. So we have this set up in a way that we have a condition. We have what we're actually doing, but we're missing something, and update, or else this won't really work well. So down here, within our code block, which we'll run over and over, we will put a update. So what will this update be? Well, we will do x equals x minus 1, because you don't want the loop to not run or just run forever. You need some way to put a parameter on it, and this is how you would do that. So x equals x minus 1, because we have it at greater than 5. And then unfortunately, let's update this to 10 to run it the amount of times we want. So we have our update here, and then we'll close this code block. And if all is well, this should work precisely how we want it. So yeah, we didn't use our z value. We was originally going to put it in here, but hey, whatever. Things change as we go. And as you can see, that message was printed the amount of times that we set our while loop condition for, so greater than 5. So as it went from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, it printed out our message. Or we could have put in our value in here. Lucky right there, we will do this, put our Z value, and we will print 100. Well, a lot of times. We could make this, ooh, I don't know, what do you want to make it? 100 for 100? Whoa, let's see, a lot of hundreds we have there, but it works. So, remember, we did our printing types, you know them, they're easy. We did some very basic while loop with the demonstration of Boolean tests and the logic behind it. We covered some basic syntax rules, and we covered the code structure, which goes source file, class definition, method statement. Obviously, you can have as many statements as you want. You could have statement, statement, statement. So many statements, which your methods rely on and use. But yeah, and then remember, your program needs to have a main method, which is this. In order to run, it is a gateway and entry point. And this is a class, very basic class, not much going on, but hey, it's an introduction. And over time, will grow to have many classes that your program relies on. Thank you.